afternoon, everyone! Kalla here, welcome to my live stream. Glad you could make it today. So, today it is back to the real face of a VTuber. Last time, we determined that Sophie couldn't possibly be Kurpa's real face. Unfortunately for us, we then uncovered evidence that means that just being Kurpa's real face doesn't actually provide an alibi. And it's entirely possible that Kurpa is, in fact, the murderer. So, we need more information. Hello, Drag. How are you doing? Alright, let's see if there's anything we can send Hoss off to do. Prosecutor Truth, were you looking for me? You're still looking into the missing cat. Okay. I'm also doing fine. Right, do we have anything we can get you to do, Emily? Is something the matter? No, okay. Actually, maybe I should have asked her now what. Is there anything new for us on the internets? Probably not. Doesn't look like it. Right, so we definitely have questions for some of these girls. Do I remember where we were up to in asking them? No. In fact, let's start from the other end. Well, we definitely haven't talked to Faye yet. You have the right to remain silent to an attorney and to submit any favourable evidence you think may assist you in this case. Is all of that clear? Okay, I understand. Were you at the previous hearing? Hearing? Yeah, why? Then you should know a lot of new information came to light. There are a few things I'd like to ask you regarding some newly uncovered facts. New information? Okay. You mean the information operator A leaked online? If you want my opinion, it just seems like an empty threat she made during an argument. I don't think Kurpa actually wants to graduate. You don't? Well, at least I've never personally got that impression from her. I've even talked about her plan for the year, and it didn't seem like she planned to leave. Do you have a record of that conversation? A record? No, it was deleted. Got it. Yeah, that is the most irritating part of this. But whether or not she wants to graduate doesn't really have anything to do with the case, right? Not if she had an argument with Mr. C. Why? It could reveal her motive. Really? But I figure if Kurpa was unhappy with Mr. C, she would just quit, right? Not murder him. I guess I understand what you mean. Thank you. I'm glad you understand. the online information. I'd like to ask you a few internet questions. Yeah? I don't go online that often. But you're an event planner, don't you need to use the internet? If I want to look at other events, I just watch videos. And you're asking about social media and stuff, right? I don't use that. Everything I'm asking you is in regard to your company, so you just answer what you know. Oh, okay, I'll try then. Okay, well, we'll just start from the beginning. Operator A. I don't think she means well. Telling everyone Kuripa's graduation plans on purpose during a murder case? That's bad. Who do you think Operator A is then? Eh? I don't know. Oh, let me think. Maybe Amanda or Anna? Oh? What kind of misunderstanding? Even from the first hearing, I never thought they were Kuripa's real face. It was just weird. Why not Sophia Lior? Operator A posted a conversation of Sophie and Kuripa. So if it was Sophie, then that would be kinda weird, right? That's why I don't think it's her. Okay. Alright then, thank you. Alright, the relationship between Sophie and Kuripa. I think it's a misunderstanding. Oh, what kind of misunderstanding? Sophie's always been nice to me. I think Operator A is trying to influence the direction of the case. Are you speaking from the perspective of Kuripa's real face? No! Didn't I tell you before? Event planning has to work together with Sophie a lot, so I'm speaking from that perspective. What do you mean, real face? Now you're getting me all confused. So, from your experience dealing with Sophia Lior, you think that conversation was fake? I don't know if it's real or fake. I just think Operator A is up to no good. Alright then, thank you. And Sophie's dating life. Really? She doesn't give me that feeling. Kinda surprising. But I guess I've never thought about it before. Okay. That doesn't have a tick next to it, which means there's some other stuff we can find online, huh? Two real faces, you mean Operator A and Kuripa. Oh! Prosecutor, about the missing cat. What did you find? This was a strange one. We had success after expanding our search to a nearby park. Oh? About 1:30 in the morning on the 21st. At 1:23 AM on April 21st, there's footage of Misty Rook bringing what looks like to be a cat carrier into the park. 16 minutes later, at 1:37 AM, there's footage of her leaving from the same place she went in, this time with no carrier. Okay. Wait, when did the cat go missing? Alright, so that's after the suspected time of death. I mean, that could just be Misty going to put the carrier outside with, like, some bedding and stuff to try and lure the cat back in. Yeah, cat carrier is a trap, exactly. She looked really nervous, like she was actively looking for cameras. The one that caught her was hidden, so she didn't notice it. So she abandoned her own cat in the park? We didn't actually see her abandon the cat. We're just putting two and two together. Okay, the bit of evidence we've obtained is claiming that the cat is in the carrier. Alright. Should I confront her directly? No, with her current attitude, she probably won't admit it. Better keep it in hand for now. Alright then, thank you. Nothing else for you to do right now, Hoss? Alright, let's check our leads. We still have people to ask about Operator A. Well, we still have people to ask about all these internet things. New evidence stuff, the new skin request, the anonymous message for protect your daughter. The Kurifa's private donation, private date thing, the abandoned cat. Sophie and her boyfriend, the actual tactical dagger that's the actual murder weapon. And the remote access records. The boyfriend responsibility. Ah yeah, it's possible that she met her boyfriend. So we do need to talk to Sophie about her boyfriend. That's I think related to that evidence about him meeting up with him in the stairway. Well, we're gonna work our way back. Check who we haven't talked to. But it seems like it might only have been Faye. Oh. Confession. Please walk me through how you committed the crime. I left home at 8 PM and got to the office at 8:30. I dumped the powder from Amanda's sleeping pills into Mr. C's cup when he wasn't paying attention. He fell asleep in his chair around 10. I waited for a bit to make sure, then killed him a little after 10 and left at 10:20. What did you kill him with? The paring knife. I meant to bring it with me, but I dropped it by accident. Guess it's somewhere around the exit. Please tell us how you entered and exited the office. I crawled through the window. There's a path you can take through the window near the entrance to the office. Why did you do it? Because of the pornography. I couldn't accept that Mr. C was selling us smut even anonymously. We've been through this already. But clearly we're not done with it. And by the way, I'm not Kuripa's real face. At a glance, this all checks out, but there's one thing she said that contradicts our evidence. Yes, yes, because we didn't have the tactical knife, I think, the last time we went through this. What's wrong? Didn't you think I did it from the start? It's all just prosecutor talk. Then what? Was there something wrong with my testimony? Yes, because you didn't kill him with the paring knife. What's that supposed to prove? Oops, picked the wrong one. Okay, apparently that's, I don't think the paring knife is the real murder weapon. presented the real... Alright, fine. We'll come back to that at some other point. I'd like you to take a look at this. What's this? Where did you find this? We're taking this case very seriously, Ms. Allure. We can find a lot of things. This person has nothing to do with this case. Sore subject, huh? You've been so relaxed up to this point. Because you're bringing someone totally unrelated into this. If they have nothing to do with it, then why are you so upset? On April 20th, did you meet up with the person in this picture? I'll say it one more time. This person has nothing to do with anything. How about we let the facts speak for themselves? Miss Allure? Are you alright? I'm fine, thank you. This person is my boyfriend, and yes, we did see each other that day. And none of it has anything to do with this case. I refuse to answer any more questions about him. She's gone right back to being upset again. Why did you meet up that day? I told you I'm not answering any more questions about him. You're serious about that? It's unrelated to the case. Okay, got it. I've asked her about those two. Allegedly, there's still someone we can talk to about those. Actually, it's probably Anna, isn't it? Because we can't talk to her about it at the moment. Yeah. We're rather lacking anything from her because of that confession we've got to break. Yeah, can I have a little bit of guidance? We don't know who the real face is yet, but it's very likely Kurapika committed this murder. So it's proven she isn't the real face, but now the other two have to get their stories straight. I think that's the most pressing issue right now. Maybe check Kurapika's stream records, there could be new information. Thanks, it's a lot to think about. No problem. Check Kurapika's stream records. I don't think... No. More streamception. Yeah, why not? I don't remember which of these we've looked at. But also, like, these don't... The rest of these don't seem like they'd be very useful. I mean, we could try who is the criminal. Half of the cat. Yeah. We definitely did that one. Fine, let's go look at one of these Catch Me If You Can's ones. The loser plays the punishment game. Catch me if you can. Time to start again. Yeah. You know how long I was waiting for you guys? My hair's gone white. Wait, what? You've always been white. Oh yeah. Let's start again with a greeting. Kitty kitty, I'm the Critter. You know me, just rolling around with the Lillian girls all day, all night. And I'm your magical kitty cat chiller. Our topic today is cops and robbers, right? Did you even read the rules to this game, Chiller? Of course I did. The developers hired me to be here too, remember? I've got sponsors now. I'm not the lazy, naive little girl I used to be. Right, so you're just the lazy, naive little girl you are today. What? That's what I was going to say. Could you not ruin my jokes? Okay, so I have to pay attention to my job when I do my moves. Got it, no props. You sure? Because you haven't seemed to get it so far. I'm learning as we go along, alright? I just started, give me a break. Oh, hoodwink. You know what? I'm gonna tell you my job. You're a merchant? That's right. And I use under the table, which means you can't win. Dang, you caught me! You can't win now unless you're a medium. Be careful what you wish for. I cast Premonition. B is a gold bar. Okay, I'm gonna choose... Wait, what? Premonition? Premonition means I've got pretty good chances of winning. You can't catch me, you can't catch me. And that means you gotta confess how much you love cheeseball. Do it.
我真的很不会说这些。
Ooh. We actually have voice lines?
但就其实每次你们来，我都会觉得整个空间都变得很温暖。我只要知道你们在，我就很安心。谢谢骑士团愿意把时间分给我，最喜欢了。
Oh, you can't be saying that stuff for free. That's premium content. Here, go to Chiller's channel. And now, thanks for keeping me company, everyone. See you next time. Catch me if you can. Nothing useful. Yeah, I'm not sure if there would be anything useful. Right. Honor. Right, what can we throw at this? Yeah, Chinese, I think, drag. Which makes sense. I mean, why is it not present the real murder weapon? Why is that not the answer? Because surely that's the thing. Right? But that didn't work. I wonder if there's a guide. Not that I can see. How we presented it too early. Yeah, maybe we just... What if we present the paring knife then, maybe? Okay, yeah, apparently we were supposed to just present the paring knife. Explain why you left the murder weapon in the office. I dropped it, probably by the window when I was leaving. Nope. The knife was found on Prudence Week's desk. Your attitude changed pretty quickly. I'd like to talk about that. Okay, right. Thinking about it, you announced being the killer. When everyone started thinking Kurappa was the killer, right? So you're claiming to be Mr. C's killer because you want to protect Kurappa? Because I'm working on the assumption that she got the same text message about protecting your daughter. So you want to protect Kurappa. I refuse to answer unsubstantiated claims. Well, actually I have proof. The evidence proving you wanted to protect Kurappa is... Ooh. Actually, can we use that text message? Can we go, I'm pretty sure you've got one of these. Amanda Childs already told us she got an anonymous text telling her to protect her daughter. Since she's Kurappa's mom, I'm assuming you as her father must have gotten the same text. It is my job to catch this killer. Every piece of evidence, every clue is massively important. Your name is Justin Truth, right? Yeah. If you do anything to hurt my daughter, I will kill you. Can you promise me? Are you threatening a prosecutor? Emily? I promise. Yes, I got the same text. Then let's talk about that. On the morning of April 21st, the first day we talked at the office, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. Same as the one Amanda got. It just said, protect your daughter. I didn't know what they meant by that. I obviously don't need a text to tell me to protect my daughter. And then you told me I was the killer and I didn't have a good alibi. So I suddenly thought I should pretend to be Kurapa. Then I would have an alibi and I could protect my helpless daughter. I didn't realise I'd made a mistake until all those mouth breathers online started their witch hunt against my daughter, calling her a murderer. And so I thought the only way to stop those baseless rumours would be to give them another killer. I guess that's what you wanted to hear, right? Where were you on the night of April 20th when the murder took place? I was watching my daughter stream while I worked. Did you go out that day? I went out and got dinner after the stream was over. Other than that, I was at home. Okay. Got it. Why didn't you lead? Alright, now we can talk to her about the other things. Can we talk about Kurapa's graduation? Honestly, it caught me a little off guard. And I guess it's not a bad thing. Oh? Lillian's always pushing the boundaries with Kurapa, flaunting her body as if she was some kind of sex symbol. It's disgusting. Moreover, I don't think she enjoyed working under Mr. C. Corporate life gives her too many restrictions too. If she wants to change for her own freedom, then the more power to her. You don't think she enjoyed working with Mr. C? Is that because of the conversation shown last time in court? No, I have my own proof. Oh? A few days before the murder, let me think. Right, it was the night of April 17th. I wanted to find a certain conversation I had with my daughter, but I couldn't log into my account, so I logged into my daughter's account. At the same time, my daughter was talking to Mr. C and notifications kept popping up on my phone. Did you see the post from Project Live? They're bringing all those online bullies to court for slander. What do you think about that? I'm still really busy, Kurapa. Just give me some time, I'll handle it. Sometimes other VTubers and I chat about how other people just don't have these problems. Our company culture is different. How much would I have to pay if I broke contract right now? Are you serious? I'm just asking, is that a problem? What, do you think I'm gonna take your money and run? I'm not thinking that, but you and I made Kurapa together, right? Is this really all about money for you? Just think some things have to be solved at the source. With one less person, everyone's problems would be solved. Can we do a call? I don't want to chat right now. I checked it and their conversation was not good, so I took a screenshot. I wanted to talk to Mr. C about it, but before I could, he was murdered. Do you log into Kurapa's account often? No, that was the first time. I only did it then because I couldn't log into my own and just to find that one conversation. I respect other people's privacy. But you looked at Kurapa and Mr. C's conversation. And messages kept popping up. I couldn't ignore them if I wanted to. Uh-huh. Okay, got it. Screenshots Chen took on April 17th when logging into Kurapa's account. They show an argument between Kurapa and Mr. I'm pretty sure they should say C and not G. With Kurapa saying, with one less person, everyone's problems would be solved. Alright, the online information stuff. I'd like to ask you a few internet questions. There's a lot of horrible, mean-spirited speculation online. So I don't think any of that is worth looking into. I just need to know your thoughts on a few things. Fine, let's get started then. Operator A is the killer. How do you know? As far as I know, all of my daughter's conversations have been deleted. But this person has screenshots of them, meaning they knew the conversations would be deleted and made backups. So if they're not the killer, then they're at least working together. So who do you think Operator A is? I think it could be Sophia Lior. Why? Amanda and I pretended to be Kuripa after getting that text, but why did Sophie do it? Operator A also posted a photo of Sophie and my daughter's conversation, proving Sophie isn't her real face, meaning she just wanted a free alibi. Also, that screenshot pushed more suspicion onto my daughter and away from Sophie, and gave her more of a reason to stop pretending to be Curry. 2 birds with 1 stone. I see. I also think Mysterio is hiding something. Well, yes! Yes, she's hiding a lot of things, like the financial records! Surely we can legally make Misty give us stuff. Seriously. Surely. I don't think she's just allowed to obstruct the investigation like that. Misty was Lillian's first employee, so I'm sure it's pretty easy for her to access and manipulate any information she wants. I know she has an alibi, but what if she was working together with something? For example, if she were only in charge of the sleeping pills. How many months till the court finally gives us access? Why is the court so bad? Why is this justice system worse? Worse than Ace Attorneys. We would have a warrant. We would have a warrant if we were in Ace Attorney. Equally, we would only have 3 days, and it's been like, what, over a month in this one? So maybe just the judicial system works a hell of a lot faster in Ace Attorney. I just want to go physically to the courthouse and not leave till they give me a search warrant. Anyway. You know there's no proof. But if she were working with a partner, then everything you've done up until this point could be turned upside down. Yeah. Alright then, thank you. Sophie and Kuripa's relationship? They're just trying to thwart the whole investigation by casting doubt on my daughter. What do you think about the 2 of them not getting along? Terrible. If I can, I'd like to set things straight with Sophie. That said, I don't think them not getting along has anything to do with the case. Okay. Looking at this screenshot actually made me think of something else. Sophie apparently wanted to influence the way Lillian spends its budget. What do you mean by that? I happened to overhear that Sophie wasn't happy with the way Mr. C allocated funds for the company's first quarter, especially related to Kuripa. When was this? A few days before the murder. I'd have to think about the exact date. Do you have proof? Yes. And if I can support that with proof of Sophie's debt, then she'll be in deep trouble. Okay then. Budget disagreement. Anna Chen revealed that a few days before the murder, Sophie Lior and Mr. C had a disagreement over how the company's first quarter budget should be spent, specifically regarding Kuripa. Okay. have been rumors, but I have no interest in them. I see. Okay, got it. Okay. Oop. Eh? It's a notification. Just in! Carapa's going live! Uh-oh! Didn't think she was allowed to do that. Going live at a time like this? Is she going to address those graduation rumors? This looks different from the last stream. It has a lobby screen and everything. It looks a lot more official, like her usual scheduled streams. Curry! I'm the Carapa! Let's get ready to roll! You guys really love me, huh? As I'm sure you all know, some things have been happening at Curry's company lately, and I've been unable to stream. Why is the chat just supers? I mean, it pretty much is almost entirely supers. Clearly some very excited people. Curry's just been so bored. Since Curry streamed, Curry felt she was going through withdrawal. That's why Curry had to jump on and play some games with you all. Now, all my carriers have to keep this a secret, alright? Video games at a time like this? She's kidding, right? So today we're gonna play hide and seek. Let Curry just switch the screen here. A long time ago, there was a super adorable and cute virus. That's right, her name was Curry. It's me. Curry lived in a big place. It was honestly way too big, which made Curry super duper bored. But that's okay, Curry could clean herself. Sleepy, ever tired, Doc the genius, Dopey the dum-dum, Sneezy the sneezer, Bashful the shy one, Grumpy the prankster, and Happy always smiling. Curry would have so much fun with them every day. Then one day they all found a treasure map. Let's go find the treasure, Curry said. Sleepy already fell asleep. Doc said, let me handle it, and took Bashful's hand. Sneezy stuck close behind. Dopey and Grumpy were so excited. Happy was dancing a waltz all by themselves. But then an evil hunter appeared. Dang! They shot Sneezy. Oh no! Someone's been infected! There's been a time bomb planted among them. The real enemy was a big scary virus monster. That's right, Curry was that monster all along. Doc let go of Bashful's hand and ran away with Sneezy. Dopey and Grumpy started freaking out. Happy was still dancing. And just as no one knew what to do, boom! The time bomb went off. Everyone got blown to smithereens. Curry was the only one left. The end. What on earth was that? Alright, let's chat. If we don't chat, Curry can't prove this was a live stream. Ah yes, we can chat. Is Operator A for real? You guys can ask whatever you want. You're finally here, XYZ001. Come play hide and seek with me, Prosecutor Truth. Maybe I'll show up as Kurapa during the next hearing. It seems the aunties have arrived. You know how to reach me. That's all for today's stream. Thank you all for keeping me company. See you next time. Catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. Could we be totally looking in the wrong direction? I don't get it. What do you think she's saying, Justin? Provoking us, asking for help. I mean, it definitely seems an awful lot like she's provoking us. I figured as much. She really thinks she won't get caught, huh? Who answered the phone? Amanda Childs is at home. Her family can attest to that. Sophia Lior seems to be eating dinner with her friend. Apart from them, no one else answered. Did we get the search warrant yet? Not yet. I heard this time there was a crow and... Can't we just get this search warrant digitally? I'm starting to think some dark forces are trying to keep me from finding this person's identity the normal way. Justin? It's fine, I'll go rogue. Kuripa has become a prosecutable target. Okay. Well, we get to ask about the second surprise stream. Records of alibis. I mean, we need to actually check people's alibis. Alright, Hoss. Prosecutor Truth, were you looking for me? Yes, can you look into Wanachan? Can you look into everyone's alibis for this latest stream? Please look into the suspect's alibis for the second surprise stream. Got it! I'll make it my top priority. Is there anything I can get you to do, Emily? That looks like no... a kill time button. So we do have a button for waiting for Hoss to come back with stuff. That's useful. I'm pretty sure there'll be stuff on the internet. Well, let's check the Kuripa is innocent. Catch me if you can, prosecutor, try me. Today when she called the prosecutor's name at the end, many thought it was provocation. Well, so did I. I felt it was her declaring I'll face this head on. Her allegory in stream was meaningful, but she didn't realize she put the stage right in front of us. Nope, nope. Not the back button. This is someone with an actual profile picture, so it might be important. May you protect your hands with level and suits wearing carries giving so. Nope. That's all that does. Nope! I keep forgetting that the back arrow doesn't take me back the way I want it to. Care observation diary. That parable was basically a confession. Yeah, the logic break going. The sinner should have crumbled ages ago. By day she shouts love for an effective night. Nope. Ah! I don't like that doesn't act like a regular browser. The hashtag makes no sense. Yeah, I think there are some iffy bits of translation or non-consistent bits of translation going on in this game. Does Operator A have anything new for us? No. Alright. Let's go talk to people. What was that surprise stream all about? The one with the story? Did you feel bad being called out by Curry like that? I don't know what you're talking about. Can you explain how you felt about it? How I felt? The first half really felt like a Curry stream. Curry's always told the best stories, like bedtime stories, you know? I actually felt kind of excited watching it, like the old Curry was back. And then it got really weird, talking about evil monsters and time bombs and stuff. I'm not good with complicated stuff, so I don't know what she was talking about. What were you doing when the stream started? I was at home, not really doing anything. And then you called during the stream and I answered to prove I wasn't her real face. Okay. I want to change my Old Testimony a little. Oh? The last stream was that important announcement. That time, my brother suggested I shouldn't answer the phone. Your brother? Yeah. I told my brother about pretending to be Curry's real face, and then he happened to be at home during that stream. We got all worked up when she started that surprise stream, and then you called, and I was going to answer, but my brother stopped me. He said if I'm pretending to be her real face, then I shouldn't answer the phone during the stream. I see. Your brother's good at this stuff, huh? Alright then, thank you. Evidence updated. We don't have anything more in there. There's clearly something that's going to occur in here again. About everyone's alibi during the second stream. What did you find? Amanda Childs answered the phone. She was home when her parents saw her answer the phone. Her brother even filmed a snippet of her watching the stream. Seems like she really wants to prove she isn't the real face. Yep, she came prepared. Sophia also answered the phone. She said she was with a friend. After checking up on that, we found she was actually together with Misty Rio at the office. Why would she not just tell us that? Misty Rio? Yes, who didn't answer the phone, by the way. When following up, she said she was eating with her friend and didn't hear the phone. Later, we figured out that friend was Sophia Leo. Is anyone else in the office? We checked the cameras. Seems like it was only those two. Can we prove Mysterio isn't the real face, then? Unfortunately not. Yeah, Misty could have been streaming in the office, is exactly what I was going to say. Alright. Anna Chen didn't answer the phone. She says it was dead. But she claims she was watching the stream and that she isn't Kurappa's real face. Anna Chen already confessed, but she hasn't answered her phone even once. Prudence Weeks didn't answer the phone either. She said she was busy working and that she didn't know about the stream. Her attitude was actually a lot firmer than usual. It kind of scared me. What? Prudence? Okay. What about the last one? Faye Ward also didn't answer the phone. She said she saw it ring, but didn't answer it, just for fun. Are these ladies aware they're part of an active murder investigation? What? You heard right, she purposefully didn't answer the phone. Come to think of it, Ward's attitude has changed a lot too. She's a lot sweeter than before. It's a little disconcerting. This company is full of weirdos. Well, that's everyone's alibi. Alright. Thanks, Detective. Quad, new lead. Alibi 3. A record of everyone's alibis for Kurappa's second surprise stream, which took place on June 9th. It's been a month and a half! Alright, can you check out Anna Chen's alibi? Anna Chen gave a new alibi. I need you to help me check it out. Got it! I'll make it my top priority. Okay. Sophie! Surprise stream too. What was the point of that stream? Just in truth, you're getting sneakier and sneakier. Keep using open-ended questions so I accidentally say the wrong thing. Am I right? That goes both ways. It was a fable. A fable? Seven dwarves corresponded with Lillian's employees. Sleepy, falling asleep before they even set out on their journey, was referring to Mr. C. Okay, right. There was a purpose to this, huh? I think the order the rest of them were introduced was the order everyone entered the company. When it started, Amanda and Misty were already there. Oh gosh, do I need to make notes? I think I need to make notes. So let's see. We know that Misty was the first. So it's then Misty, then Amanda, then Sophie. So Misty is Doc, Amanda is Dopey. I don't know why I'm sneezy. Prudence is bashful, On is grumpy, Faye is happy. And what do you think Kuropo is trying to say with all that? I don't know. I didn't understand the second half. It's felt like Curry was the bad guy. I really don't get it. In her story, Sneezy interacted with some of the other dwarves. Why do you think that was? I think it's directional. Oh? I think Amanda, On, and Faye all have problems. I think Misty, Prudence, and I all feel the same way. That's why we were together in the story. Got it. There's something else. In the VTuber world, it's very important to maintain a consistent character. A VTuber has to interact with her fans while staying in that character. Also, you're not the only one who watched that surprise stream. The killer watched it too. I think that's why Curry was calling for help in such a vague way. You think she was calling for help? I do. Okay, got it. By the way, what were you doing during that important announcement? I was streaming? You're still sticking with that, huh? Miss Alior? Sorry, I forgot. I was working at home, but there's no one who can back me up on that. That's a lie, right? Because that's literally not what we... Yeah. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Okay, thank you. That was a blatant lie! Which is probably why we've got this one here. About Kuropa's second surprise stream. The police said you were with Mysterio at the time. Yeah, you just reminded me. I was with Misty when she started streaming, yeah. We were both pretty shocked she started another stream, and then Secretary Close called us not soon after. I was pretty shocked when she called, so I just said, I'm with my friend. Only after I hung up did I realise I should have said, I'm with Misty. And that's why when the police asked later on, I clarified who I was with. Yeah, so was Misty the one streaming? You mean I would cover for her stream? No, Misty wasn't streaming. What were you doing in the office? Talking about work stuff. This investigation has pretty much stopped our work cold, so there was a lot we needed to discuss. We heard we were finally allowed to go back in, so we went over together. I hope that didn't cause you any trouble. Why are they allowed in the office anyway? Okay, got it. We definitely don't have any more online information yet. If Mr. C isn't here, who's paying who? Well, Misty was always the one was always the one responsible for paying people, right? So people can still get paid. It's whether there's money coming in, is I guess the thing. Press Prosecutor, you asked us to look into One-Chan's alibi again. What did you find? We expanded our search of all the eateries around her apartment. We found footage of her at one of them, marked 10:05 PM April 20th. What was she like in the footage? Dressed casual, not holding anything, just looked like a girl getting dinner. Anything else suspicious? Not currently. That's fine, thanks Zelda. Evidence updated. Reinvestigate the office. Ah, yes. After checking out all the suspects' alibis, I'm afraid we might not have been thorough enough in our investigation of the crime scene. Which unfortunately we have let people back into. This case is a disaster. Anyway, you want me to focus on specifically? I'll give you a list, but I'd like it if you gave some extra attention to the meeting room. Got it. I'll do whatever you need, Mr. Truth. Honor. What did that stream mean? She was calling for help. Calling for help. My daughter couldn't directly reveal the identity of her real face or break character. With that restriction in place, she could only use a roundabout way to call for help from the outside world. I'm thinking this abstract story she told hides plenty of secret meaning. So, how would you explain its secret meaning then? 7 characters in her story are obviously Lillian's 6 employees plus Mr. C. Sleepy falling asleep before they set out refers to Mr. C dying. That treasure map is referring to the truth hidden somewhere. The time bomb is the killer. My daughter didn't say who the infected one was because she doesn't know who the killer is. I think Courier refers to herself as the monster because everyone on the internet has started to think she's the killer. The only thing I'm not sure of is the hunter. And she introduced the hunter, then never brought them up again. Also, the person who got shot came back and was fine. So I have nothing to say about the hunter right now. Well, the hunter is us, right? And the person who got shot and came back fine is Sophie, right? I assume. Why do you think Kurappa told this story? Because my daughter isn't the killer. Think about it. It was a time bomb that killed Mr. C, not my daughter. I think that's what she was trying to say. What? Very interesting. I also caught this one sentence. Cody was the only one left. That line gave me a real feeling of loneliness. So that's why I think she was calling for help. I see. Okay, got it. Prosecutor, you wanted me to check into the scene of the crime again. What did you find? There were 2 new discoveries. First, we found some unidentified hair. That's very short hair. After checking into it, we found that it's cat hair. Okay. Cat hair. So, was the cat in the office? Or is it just that the people who live with cats tend to have cat hair all over their clothes? Cat hair. Where'd you find it? Around the victim's desk. Well, based on how little of it there was, we don't think there was an actual cat in the victim's office. We think it must have fallen off a person's clothing. Yep. And the people who live with the cat are Misty and Prudence. I see. We also found a set of streaming equipment in a meeting room cubby. Oh! We did a luminol test and found a large amount of blood belonging to the victim. Okay. Huh. You didn't know Job said he'd bring your cat to work day. Man, I wish. Then I could meet other people's cats. We found fingerprints from every employee on the equipment. They don't match the blood. Since it was office equipment, we figure everyone had used it before. We don't really think this is worth pursuing any further. A very small amount of cat hair found around the victim's desk probably fell off an employee's clothing. Office streaming equipment in one of the lockers. The luminol test determined it was once covered with blood, but was since cleaned off. It was once covered in the victim's blood, which means that it was out when he got stabbed, and then got cleaned and put away. Was Mr. C actually Kurapa? Because if he was, then the real Kurapa isn't the one who's streaming. Thank you for the report. No problem. Right, we have nothing else to do with you at the moment. Okay, Prudence. What was the meaning of that stream? I'd like to show you this. Huh? What is this? I found it while looking through the company records these past few days. Our company's budget revision for the second and third quarter. It was written by Sophie, even though that's not part of her job. And what is this budget revision supposed to prove? That's up to you. I'm just giving you something I found. Who usually plans the budget? Mr. C. And now that he's not here, it's probably Misty's job? Okay. I have a question. And I was obviously asking you about Kurapa's stream from a few days ago. So why would you suddenly present this evidence? It doesn't seem to be related to my question. I just figured you'd want information related to the case. Well, I think this is related to the case. Great! Now can I ask for your opinion on the stream? I'm exercising my right to remain silent. Okay, got it. Second quarter budget plans. Aline's second and third quarter budget plans written by Sophia Lior, downloaded by Prudence Weeks from the company's cloud drive. Alright. Misty! Can you just answer my questions, please? What was that stream all about? Yeah, what was it all about? Please don't answer my question with a question. I don't know, and I take offense to you thinking that I would. Maybe it was a call for help? Maybe she was just looking for comfort from her fans. Or maybe she was trying to get people off her back. What do you think, Mr. Prosecutor? Or... what do you mean, call for help? When asking for help, it's best to be as clear as possible. If you beat around the bush, you'll only annoy people. If you're going to be vague, best not to ask at all. What do you think, Mr. Prosecutor? You already said it. That's why I don't understand you keeping Kurba's identity a secret. I do it because... Really? Oh, okay. Are you talking to someone, Misty? Do you have an earpiece in? Ms. Rio? Sorry, I zoned out. Anyway, I don't think we can rule out the stream being a call for help. For the story she told, maybe you can come up with your own meaning for it. Okay, got it. Hello, Ethereal. How you doing? I mean, Misty's been doing shit she shouldn't be allowed to do this whole time. Like, just tell me. I don't think legally she should be allowed to obstruct the investigation the way she is doing anyway. Back around to Faye again. What was that stream all about? Can I just ask, is Misty doing alright? No, she's either talking to, invisible people, or being on the phone when she's talking to the prosecutor. Why bring up Misty? If you don't want to answer, that's fine. Never mind, just forget what I said. Is how Mysterio is doing related to this case? Sorry, I'm just thinking too much. Okay, but why would my question about Kurba's stream spark your own question about Misty? I just thought of her all of a sudden. I don't know. Anyway, I don't really have any thoughts on the stream. Why not? Why not? I mean, don't I have the right to remain silent? Okay, got it. We acquired a new lead? What are our leads? Faye. She suddenly brought up Misty. Why? Yep. Why? Let's go talk to Misty again. Yeah, two people who want to exercise their right to remain silent. One of which could potentially have dropped cat hair in the office. How have things been between you and Faye Ward recently? Okay. Why the sudden question? When I asked her about the meaning of Kuripa's story, she asked how you were doing. I thought maybe something happened. No, just some private stuff. Private stuff? Nothing to do with the case. I'd just like to better understand her attitude that day. Can you help me with that? I guess. That night she called me to confess her love to me. Oh? What? Confess her love? Did I hear that right? That's right. It really caught me off guard. She said she's liked me for a long time and wanted to marry me, and that she even bought a ring, and if I wanted, we could go get registered right then. Isn't that skipping several steps? I was already in a bad mood that day and didn't want to talk about it, so I got pretty annoyed. That's basically it. Stupid, really. Why were you in a bad mood that day? Why was I in a bad mood? Sure, that's my own business. I'm just asking because of the time. Kuripa was streaming and you were in a bad mood? Are those two things related? No, they have nothing to do with each other. Please don't jump to conclusions. Ah. Okay. Got it. Right. What else do we have? Lead-wise? Nothing? Alibis. I know. That's... wait. Yeah, actually, we did get something new in this, didn't we? Because we got police verification of Anna's alibi. Nope, nope. Didn't she have a boyfriend she was using as a tool? Yeah, several, I seem to remember. I don't know, actually I don't know if Misty no, Misty does currently, right? Because that was part of her alibi? Question mark. Yeah. But yes, Misty has a boyfriend that she doesn't even seem to like. Budget disagreement. A few days before the murder, Sophie and Misty had a disagreement over the first quarter budget. So we have the second quarter budget plans, which we can't look at. We've got animal hair, cat hair around the victim's desk. The history of blood. Conversation between Kuripa and Mr. C. We have, yeah, an update on Amanda's alibi there. Do we have anything for Hoss to do? No. Do we have anything for Emily to do? No. Actually, let's ask her about now what. I've submitted our application. We can accuse Kurappa and have her appear virtually in court. We can ask each suspect what they think about the latest online discourse, specifically Operator A. I think this person could be a Lillian employee. You can also go online and use Wise message function to chat with people there. And maybe check Kurappa's stream records, there could be new information. Then prepare all your evidence and get ready for battle. Who do you think I should be focusing on? You really want to ask my opinion? Sure, you always have good ideas. Well, if we look at the evidence we have on hand... Yeah, what about Kurappa? Okay, let's talk about accusing Kurappa. The chat log is the most direct piece of evidence, right? I think we should accuse her on the April 14th and April 20th conversation. Thanks, that's a lot to think about. No problem. But we do. Yeah, let's go back to the internet. Into the messages. Can we talk to people? Doesn't look like we can. If only we could just like press a message thing on Operator A's. That she brought up the messaging thing. And there's clearly some internet information that we don't have yet, I think. Like if we bring in Amanda just as an example. There's clearly something that can be added here that we don't have because this isn't ticked. Although maybe it's go look at the stream again. The surprise let's play hide and seek. Yeah, let's check it over again. I'm not gonna voice through it this time. A long time ago, there was a super adorable and cute virus. I would like to watch this because I want to go over it with the information that we've gained. Curry lived in a big place. Curry could clone herself. Sleepy, ever tired, Doc the genius. Curry does seem to be implying that they're all the same, that they're all Curry, but, you know. One day they all found a treasure map. Let's go find the treasure. Sleepy already fell asleep. Doc said, let me handle it, and took Bashful's hand. Sneezy stuck close behind. Dopey and Grumpy were so excited. Happy was dancing a waltz by themselves. An evil hunter appeared, bang, shot Sneezy. Oh no, someone's been infected. It's a time bomb. The real enemy was a big scary virus monster. Doc let go of Bashful's hand and ran away with Sneezy. Dopey and Grumpy started freaking out. Happy was still dancing. Just as no one knew what to do, time bomb went off, everyone got blown to smithereens. And Curry was the only one left. Huh. Yeah, that comment section, the one that started with so many supers and ended with a lot of people calling Curry a murderer. Nope. Yeah, we can't do anything there. You wonder who mods Curry streams? Yeah, you'd think. Well, maybe it was Mr. C. Maybe Mr. C used to mod. Because we knew that he watched our streams anyway. I mean, I guess we could just go straight for accusing. this one. Oh. Had to accidentally did the chat instead. I watch English ones usually. Huh, why? Timing, I think. Asian ones usually stream late at night, so English ones go during our afternoon. That way I can watch them at work. I usually watch the singing ones, then if I like their voice, I'll keep on it when they're chatting for background noise. Doesn't that affect your work? If I need to focus, I'll turn it off, but for some secretarial work is pretty low brain. Can you give me any recommendations? Yeah? Now you're interested? Yeah, kinda. Should be getting paid ad revenue for that. But seriously? Right. Anyway, now what is this? We can accuse Kara and have her appear virtually. You can ask every suspect what they think about the latest online Discord, specifically Operator A, which I think we've done. You can go online and use Wire's message function to chat with people there. Well, apparently I can't. And maybe check her stream records. There could be new information. I don't think that's helping us. And prepare all your evidence to get me to back. What if we just kill that? Yeah, why not? So let's see what the kill time button does. Hey, Emily? Yes? I'm bored. Then go do something. How are you bored? Hoss is still out investigating. I don't feel like calling all the suspects over for no reason. You don't have any other cases? I do, tons. So many I'm scared to look. Then go deal with them! Alright. It's just hard for me to work on all these tiny stupid cases, and I've got such a big important one, you know? I'm very jealous of your one-track mind. Alright, off to work. Working hard on other work. So, you'd rather spend time with me than all those cute suspects, huh? Obviously. Hi, what's up? Nothing? Oh, that was cute. But actually, is there anything we can send Hoss off for at the moment? No! But also, that's not got a tick on it! What am I missing? Because we can't use this message function at the moment. There's literally nothing. And we can't, like, there isn't a button for messaging people we don't already have message histories for. Yeah, I guess we could chat with Hoss. Hey Justin, I finished that stuff you asked me to. Wow, that was fast. Swear I'm always so surprised at how efficient you are. You never make mistakes either, even though you're always slacking off. That's why I finish boring stuff quick, so I have more time to slack off. Sometimes I really can't tell if you're dumb or smart. Oh, I'm dumb. I can only do simple stuff. Pretty sure the work I gave you wasn't simple. It was. You gave me really clear instructions, so I just had to follow them. And need to compare right versus wrong. I just need to follow the rules. Any idiot can do that. As for me, since I'm a coward who can't make her own decisions. You alright? Why are you getting all self-loathing all of a sudden? Sorry, my dark side came out. I'm okay now. I pushed it back into the abyss. I don't think you have an issue with right versus wrong. Actually, I think it's the opposite. I trust you know what's right, which is why you do such a good job. And I don't have the final say over anything. Listen, a lot of people get it wrong and think prosecutors have all this flexibility to make decisions based on some unfailing moral compass. The truth is, once the evidence is right in front of us, we don't have much of a choice. In fact, a lot of that freedom is in the hands of people like you who investigate and curate that evidence. I realize you're trying to make me feel better. I'm sorry for making you worry. If you need help, just ask, or ask Emily, since she's always so eager to please. Okay, thanks a lot, prosecutor. It's nice to meet. It's nice to work with you. Likewise. There you go. We've chatted with Hoss. I had a thought. And it was fleeting and it disappeared. We've dealt with all the leads we have. Clearly there's one more, and I really wish I knew where to find the guide. Found an 8-hour walkthrough video. Yeah, that's not very helpful. Let's try inputting the Konami code. I don't think that's gonna help me. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, the only guides over on Steam are achievement guides. I just wish I knew how to get that what's clearly that last bit of information. Let's call everyone back in and double check that we've... I don't like the fact that this doesn't have a tick on it. Oh, wait a second. Oh no, because Faye didn't want to talk, did she? Oh wait, this is new. I'd like to ask you about some questions about comments I read online. I'd rather not answer them. Why not? Everyone online is an idiot. You know that, right? If you're smart online, you lose. Would you like to exercise your right to remain silent? Yep. Okay then. I feel like my personality is different than it used to be. Ah, there we go! Well, we got something at least. Yeah, why are you so happy? Did something happen with you? You don't seem the same as before. Huh? Not the same? What's different? You were all awkward theatre kid before, and now you seem nice and normal? Awkward. Excuse me, but I've always been nice and normal. Oh. Whose phone is that? The time has come. What are you talking about? Where's that music coming from? Can someone turn their phone off, please? Justin, I'm scared. Yeah. Oh, what? Kill them all. Women, children, priests, expecting mothers. Cover this planet in graves. How should we dig those graves? Dig, dig, dig. How can we dig? We seven will dig. Dig it all for this dead world. R.I.P. Stop dimming the damn lights! What the heck is going on? Look at the time. Should we order some lunch? Excuse me, but you are being questioned right now. Calm down, Justin. Are you trying to make me angry? Huh? What do you mean? I don't quite understand. You don't have multiple personality disorder, do you? Why would you ask that? I don't know what she's up to right now, but her personality has definitely changed. I think she's purposefully trying to trip me up. I can't let her get to me. My goal here is to catch a killer. Could you please not play games with me? Okie dokie. Calm down. Just calm down. Oh yeah, it got an anime adaptation, didn't it? I know it was a game that was big with everyone. Why on earth has that been held for review? Drag, YouTube really doesn't like you. Yeah, because Prudence doesn't want to talk about things either. I'm exercising my right to remain silent. Why? Everyone that leaves comments online is miserable and disgruntled. You can't take them seriously. So I'd rather not waste my mental energy on them. Okay. I feel like her personality is different than it used to be. Ah, okay. Is she gonna do something really weird now? Did something happen? What do you mean? Your whole demeanor is completely different from before. Did something happen to cause that? I've always had the same demeanor. I don't know what you're talking about. On quite the high horse today, aren't we? Do you find that funny? Are you expecting me to say something else? Sorry, my fault. want to know what this other piece of online information I'm supposed to be finding is. Slash this other thing that I need to get Hoss to look into. Wondering if Princess Raising Sims are up my alley. I feel I'm just really bad at them. In the same way as any stat raising VM. I'm just not very good at them. I've played a couple. Like, what's it called? She says while scrolling down the Steam library. There's definitely at least one in my Steam library. Long Live the Queen. That's a raising sim, isn't it? Can we look at Lillian games then? Alright. I can't figure out how we're getting that extra information, so I guess we make a save, and then we go for it. I mean, it's gotta be Curry, right? Curry, well... It might be Prudence. Or Misty. Because the new evidence we have from looking at the office, we have cat hair. But an amount of cat hair that's not from a cat after all. While we found cat hair at the murder scene, there was not enough for there to have been an actual cat. Your theory from last time is not growing legs here. But an amount of cat hair that would be from someone's clothes who lives with a cat. No, you said the cat did it last time. The cat was not there. We established that there is not enough cat hair for an actual cat to have been there. Seriously, that's in the evidence. As soon as the cat hair foot came up, I thought about you saying that last time. But I mean, it's not necessarily true that the cat hair might have been dropped at any time, to be honest. Depending on how well the office gets cleaned. I think we've got to bring Kurappa to court. Though, I think that's got to be it. Like, in terms of suspicion, like, I I don't think it was either of the parents. But everyone else kind of feels like fair game here. Yeah, let's bring her into court. Based on two of the conversations. Definitely the one on the 20th. I've forgotten which other one Emily suggested for us. Could just blame Misty. Yeah, but do we have anything to throw to make it stick? Yeah, I think it's this one. I think it's the I think it was the 17th and the 20th. Yeah. But it would be cat hair and what though? We can match it to her cat. Yeah, her cat, which apparently she abandoned herself. Yeah, let's take Kurappa to court. We have the option. Let's go. What is about to begin? What? I'm so nervous. Me too, can you hold my hand? Yeah! Flirt, flirt, flirt. Me too, can you hold my hand? You'll feel better if I hold your hand? Of course I will. Sorry, I didn't think you'd really hold it. Eh? Well, if you're not nervous anymore, then I don't even want to hold it. Jerk. Thanks, I'm not that nervous anymore. That's good. Anyway, we definitely have enough evidence this time. This killer has taken things far enough. We must catch them and bring them to justice. Hearing that makes me feel a little better. And I'll try my best too. We've got this. I don't think we've got this, but hey. Zoe Dunn? What are you doing here? You said yourself you think Kurappa is the killer. You think I want to be here? I didn't know I'd be assigned this case again. I guess when they said we were short-staffed, they really meant it. Are you going against your own claim? Duh, that's the basic of basics truth. Don't you know anything about being a defense attorney? Yes, I do. This is a special case, though. You did contact the defendant, right? Of course I did. I still have ethics, you know. You don't have to worry about it. It's about time. I'd like to ask something before we get started. Why is the defendant on a screen? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's allowed. It's very important the identity of Kurappa's real face isn't exposed, Your Honor. I'm sure you saw our application for remote attendance. There's also been a precedence for this in Japanese court. On July 20th, 2027, there was a case prosecuting an orca. Since the defendant couldn't appear... This is an Ace Attorney reference, isn't it? Since the defendants also couldn't appear in court, they had to do so remotely. I see. Well, what does the prosecution think about this? We think it's fine, Your Honor. Well, if it happened in Japan, then I'll allow it. What number of orcas take showers? Well, they're underwater all the time, so they're perpetually showering, right? I suppose so. Anyhow, let us begin. The court will now convene with the matter of the death of Lillian Entertainment's CEO, Mr. C. Counsel, please be seated. Are both sides prepared to give their opening statements? Yes, Your Honor. The defense is ready. Very well. Both sides may state their position. During our last hearing, we proposed the possibility of Kuropa having committed this murder. After investigating further, we've made some shocking discoveries. The defendant has had multiple conflicts with her company, going so far as to have some serious altercations with the victim himself. Kuropa's real face obviously has a key to the office, and we've uncovered her method of killing the victim. Yeah, the knife that we found that was found in the trash from Misty and Prudence's apartment. It's probably one of them, but the thing is, I'm not confident which of the two of them it is. By the way, if I had to state it right now, right at this moment, based on what we have, then I would say it's Prudence. But I'm not certain. That's why we're taking Kuropa to court. Equally, it could be everyone, you know, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of things feel off in this game. The prosecution will prove this point as well as reveal the true identity of Kuropa's real face. Oh shit! I wonder if we can call in all the other suspects and see who doesn't turn up. That is a way of doing it. I'm still not positive that Kuropa is one person, either. Or equally that Kuropa pre-murder was not necessarily Kuropa post-murder, you know. How could someone working from home kill someone in their office at the same time? Kuropa was streaming on the night of the murder with a solid alibi. Well, it's a lot less solid than we thought it was. Any method brought forth by the prosecution will be pure conjecture, and any serious altercations cannot be proven as a motive. The defense claims that Kuropa did not commit this murder, and any claim otherwise by the prosecution cannot be substantiated. Very well, I've heard both sides. May the prosecution's first witness take the stand. Hey, prosecutor. You didn't forget your promise to me, did you? Yes, don't hurt your child. Yeah, sorry. I'm here for the truth, sorry, Anna. Of course not. You don't want to know what I'll do if you break it. Well, she threatened to kill me. Presenting evidence number 45. This social media account was exclusively used by Kuripa. The conversations recorded inside were all deleted before the murder took place. Did you know about this account? Yes, all Lillian employees contacted Kuripa through this account. Is it Ona-chan? Shouldn't that maybe be Kuripa? I don't know. I contact my daughter often for work, actually. If my conversations are all gone, that means someone deleted them. Did you know the password to this account? Yes, every employee does. It's written down in a common folder. Why would sensitive information like that be thrown in a common folder exactly? But no. If you used the password before to log into Kuripa's account. I don't usually know. I only did once on April 17th because I got locked out of my own account. I needed to check the conversation we were having, so I just logged into Kuripa's instead. Yeah, we're not doing leading questions, right? While logging into Kuripa's account, did you notice anything out of the ordinary? My daughter was using it at the same time. She was talking to our boss, I mean Mr. C. I kept seeing notifications pop up. Why did their conversation catch your attention? My daughter wanted to graduate from the company. Their conversation seemed tense, to put it lightly. Maybe that's a little subjective, though. Here, I have a screenshot of it. We read this out earlier, when she showed it to us. I planned to ask Mr. C about it later, but who could have known what would happen to him? Anyway, that's all I have to say. From the screenshots we have, it's obvious the two of them were having a tense conversation. With one less person, everyone's problems would be solved. This is what the defendant said at the end. And then this. April 20th, the morning of the murder. Kuripa contacted the victim with the same account, saying she had something to talk about, and for him to say late at the office. That'll be all, Your Honour. Very well. Would the defence like to cross-examine the witness? No, the defence waives its right to a cross-examination. She keeps doing that. The defence would like to have Kuripa herself testify against the prosecution's position. Okay, got it. Very well, please bring them to the stand. Please state your name and occupation. Kuri. I'm the Kuripa. I'm a Vtuber. Nice to meet all of you. In your line of work, do you ever have disagreements with your agency? All the time. Sometimes the things Kuri wants to do can't be done because of grown-up reasons. Sometimes they make Kuri take jobs she really doesn't want to do. Kuri knows she should work as hard as possible, but Kuri doesn't want to be super sad while doing it. Kuri thinks they should be nicer and more understanding. So it's normal for artists and their agencies to have misunderstandings? Kuri thinks they really don't understand her work. Streaming or interacting with fans or posting on social media. If Kuri wants to be at the top of her game, she has to spend a lot of time and energy on those things. It's not that Kuri doesn't like it, it's just really tiring. Kuri's agency doesn't understand how tiring it is, but they constantly want more and more from Kuri. Kuri obviously knows what's best for her own channel. But it's so tiring, Kuri can't do it all. When you talk about your agency, that includes Mr. C, right? Oh, I was supposed to object to that, was I? The question? Objection sustained. The witness need not answer. So embarrassing. You even listening, Justin? Yeah, I keep forgetting I'm supposed to be doing that. Sorry. Who does your agency include? Curry's really just talking about Mr. C. He's the biggest problem. It's do this. Can't you say it like that? Blah, blah, blah. And then he has to lecture Curry after every stream. It's so freaking annoying. Has that made you want to graduate from your agency? Is that a leading question? I think that's a leading question. Leading question. Yeah, a non-leading question will be, how does that make you feel? Right? The so-called graduation statement is the prosecution's claim. The defense is merely confirming that. I will agree with the defense. Witness, please answer the question. Curry has those thoughts a lot. Sometimes Curry just thinks, why can't she be happy streaming? Why can't Curry do what she wants, play what she wants, say what she wants? Can't she get enough money from tips and donations if she has enough viewers? Why does she have to get so many sponsors, or sing and dance, or do this or that event? Why can't she just do what she wants? If Curry left her agency and went solo, wouldn't she be happier? Curry always has those thoughts. Have you done any real planning to graduate or transfer? No, not really. Objection! No? Okay, not objection. I was going to say objection. You talk to your mama about a new model. Those thoughts are always popping into Curry's head, but just thoughts. Once Curry has a good night's sleep and a nice big breakfast, those thoughts go away. Curry doesn't really want to leave her agency and hasn't done any real planning for it. Also, Curry didn't tell Mr. C to meet her late at the office. It wasn't Curry. It was an imposter. Curry was going to stream that day. She had no reason to meet Mr. C at the office. I mean, a new model, well, like an entirely new model, rather than a... I believe the conversation about the new model was about being a different character, which would be about graduating or transferring. Kurapa, artists disagreeing with their agencies is a common occurrence. Hasn't actually made any concrete plans to leave her agency. The defense claims that Kurapa and Mr. C's argument created no motivation for murder. Very well. Would the prosecution like to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. Very well, you may begin. Yeah, I'd like to know what you mean by an imposter. On the morning of April 20th, a message was sent to Mr. C from your account saying you wanted to chat with him that night in the office. You said you didn't send this message? Curry was streaming that night. Why would Curry plan to meet Mr. C at the office when she had to stream? Before that, were you the one who wrote, with one less person everyone's problems would be solved? Yes. Before all this, has anyone ever used your account? No. Thank you. Regarding your plans to stream that night, the prosecution will make its own claims momentarily. Curry didn't send Mr. C that message on April 20th. Curry had to stream. Why would she want to meet with Mr. C? I mean, there's a lot of reasons you might want to meet. Let's go back on that a sec. Present thoughts to graduate. You said you always have thoughts of graduating? Wanting to kill someone and killing someone are two completely different things. Curry thinks you know that better than she does. Curry always has thoughts of wanting to graduate, but they're just thoughts. Curry isn't really going to do it. And Curry is standing here telling you these things right now. Okay, got it. So can we... not that model request. This one. You said you never made any real plans to graduate? Right. But you've talked about it before with Mr. C. Mr. C is my boss. Curry doesn't think chatting with Mr. C about that means it's necessarily going to happen. I'd like to present evidence number 20. This evidence was provided by Amanda Childs. Have you talked to her in the past about making a new Vtuber skin? The defendant has already put into action secret plans to leave her agency. So was her argument with the victim really unrelated to this case? The prosecution has its doubts. Very well. Is there another witness? The prosecution would like to call Amanda Childs to the stand to discuss the aforementioned request to create a new VTuber skin. Okay. Very well. Please bring them up. Please state your name and occupation. I'm Amanda Childs. I draw pictures at Lillian Entertainment. I mean, I'm an illustrator. Presenting evidence number 20. Do you recognize this piece of evidence? Yes, it's the screenshot I gave you. Can you explain what's going on in this conversation? Curry asked me if I could, draw her a new skin. Let me explain. A skin is a VTuber's entire avatar. And an artist draws that skin, which is why she's referred to as the VTuber's mother. Okay, I understand. Please go into a little more detail. It was April 14th at night, and I was already in bed about to fall asleep. Then my phone suddenly shook and woke me back up. I saw it was Curry sending me a message. I got a little worried because she doesn't usually message me that late. So I opened it and saw she wanted to talk to me about something. What did she want to talk about? Well, she wanted to ask what I'd charge to draw a new skin, and if I'd be willing to. Well, you saw that from the evidence. I asked if it was for a friend. I never thought she'd say it was for herself. So I really didn't know how to react, since Curry already has a skin. If she wanted a new one, did that mean she wanted to stop being Kuripa? That's when I asked her, do you want to graduate? She replied yes, and asked me to keep it a secret. I didn't know what to do. What did she want you to make for her specifically? Did she say who made her want to graduate? Why do you think she was doing this? I don't know, but I could tell she wasn't in a great mood that day. Personal conjecture. Objection sustained. The witness need not answer the question. Okay. Did she say who made her want to graduate? No, I figured that was the wrong one. Malicious intent. Objection sustained. Okay. What does she want you to make for her specifically? She said she liked how I drew her Curry skin, so she wanted me to do the new one too. And that she didn't have a detailed plan or idea yet, she just wanted to know how much I'd charge and if I'd do it. Did you know this would be breaking your contract? Did you agree to do it? What did Kara like about how you designed her skin specifically? Kind of interested in if we got that information. What did she like? I remember her saying in a stream that she really liked her shoulders. Irrelevant. Objection sustained. Got it? Okay, anyway. Did you agree to do it? I signed a non-compete clause with Lillian. If the job didn't have anything to do with Kurapa, then I couldn't take it. I sort of told her that in a way. She said, just don't get caught. And then she said, it's not like you never broke the rules before. So... what did you say to that? I didn't know what to say, so I just said I'd think about it. She said again that I really had to keep it a secret, and then she said she'd ask me again later. Presenting evidence number 46. This is the contract that Kurapa signed. Ooh. It clearly states that during her contract she cannot do the following. 1. Directly or indirectly provide services to another Vtuber agency or individual. 2. Use company resources to engage in Vtuber activities either individually or with a third party. Now, the defendant said she only had thoughts of engaging in activity that would break the rules but didn't carry them out. In reality, she made real plans to graduate and use company resources for personal gain. She also aimed to use Amanda Childs in these plans. These actions alone were enough to break her contract. That'll be all, Your Honor. Why did you say that loud? Get on to keep it a secret. Curry. Traitor! You better believe Curry will tell everyone you're... Can you please calm down? Just keep quiet and everything will be fine. The prosecution's whole claim is already completely irrelevant. I will object when it's necessary. Please don't make my job harder. Sorry. Can we please continue now? Sorry, Your Honor. Anyway, I've heard the prosecution's stats. Would the defense like to cross-examine? Yes, Your Honor. Oh? Then, let's begin. You just said you asked Kurapa whether she intended to graduate and she replied yes, correct? Yeah? In the following days, did she ever put anything in motion to actually graduate? No, she went back to normal. Even after the murder, I never heard Curry mention graduating again. You also mentioned Kurapa is not usually messaging you at night. Apart from that, did anything make you feel that Kurapa wasn't in her usual mindset? She replied a lot faster than usual. Curry usually says everything in one long message, and doesn't reply that quickly. She usually uses a lot of exclamation marks. It makes her seem really energetic. She didn't use any that night. I'd also like to ask when she gave you those messages. You said April 14th. Could you give me a more specific time? Yeah, it's a good question. Was that actually Curry? Around 11:30 p.m? I remember it was almost the same day. Presenting evidence number 17. According to our records, on April 14th at 10:30, Kurapa and Mr. C were discussing Lillian's future plans. Also, our witness just now said she received messages from Kurapa directly following that conversation. So, Kurapa must have been really mad when she messaged me. timing cue. As our witness has already realized, judging from her timing, Kiripa's mood must have been heavily altered by her recent conversation with the victim. After that night, perhaps after she settled down, Kiripa didn't put anything into motion regarding her desire to graduate. Simply asking about drawing up a new skin does not show any real plans to graduate, let alone qualify as a motive to commit murder. Her claim is that the prosecution lacks the evidence to prove a motive beyond reasonable doubt. Very well. Damn, so he's already making moves. Now then, who is the next witness? Our next witness is Kiripa, who will help us respond to the prosecution's claims. I understand. Please call your witness to the stand. Is making plans for her own future a VTuber's right? I think so, yes. Everyone has the right to decide their own future. It's not like we're slaves. If one day it seems like my agency and I are going in different directions, I think we can part ways. What do you mean by going in different directions specifically? Curry likes certain video games, but sometimes my agency considers more than just what Curry thinks is fun. Like, does the game fit Curry's character? Will it hurt their interests? What's the target audience? Curry can't just play something because she wants to. This happens a lot. It's more like forcing Curry to attend certain events, how much Curry has to record, getting sponsorship money. There's a lot of potential conflicts. It's normal to be dissatisfied working with your agency, right? Objection? Leading question. Can you tell us how you feel after working with your agency for so long? It's just unfulfilled. Karen just wishes her agency would understand VTubers don't have an on-off switch for working like most people do. Just being Curry takes so much energy, and seeing them not consider my needs just makes me sad and tired. Sometimes Curry can block out those negative emotions, but other times Curry just feels like she's going to explode. Those aren't happy times. Have you ever disclosed contractual information to any third party outside the company as a basis for discussing a potential collaboration? Oh! Sorry, that was also a leading question, was it? Sorry. Does your contract with Lillian include a non-disclosure agreement? Yes! Shouldn't that be non-compete? Or no. So how did you expect to get around that? Only Mr. C and Misty have seen my contract. Karen's never shown it to anyone else before. Every job has aspects that people don't like. As long as she's working for her agency, then she shouldn't do anything that hurts them. I'm sure everyone agrees that each individual has the right to determine their own future. VTubers are no exception. Karen never went against the interests of her own agency. Even if she's had thoughts of leaving, those thoughts, as well as any actual preparations, are well within her rights. Her behaviour has been perfectly reasonable and irrelevant to this case. That'll be all, Your Honour. Very well. So he's made it harder for us to hit the defendant where it hurts. That said, we have strong evidence on our side. Maybe I should change my strategy. The prosecution may now cross-examine the witness. Every Vtuber wants to do things in ways that may not mesh with their company. After enough conflicts and disappointment, it's natural to want to change. That said, I've never done anything to hurt my agency. You admit to having thoughts of graduating, right? Yes, Curry admits it. What made you have these thoughts? I felt I was going in a different direction from my agency. I've been dissatisfied with them for a while. You said you never did anything to hurt your agency, right? Right, never. Yes, Curry has thoughts of graduating. Curry's so tired and just going in a different direction to Lillian, but Curry didn't want to hurt them at all. Ooh. What are we supposed to be presenting here? Oh yeah, the remote access thing was just like 2 different people. Yeah, there's this. Isn't this kind of against the contract? Let's go with that. Presenting evidence number 24. Kurupa, have you ever gone on private dates with your fans? Oh, yeah. That's delusional. Whatever they said is a lie. Is that so? Then I'd love you to explain something for me. This is your own personal account for donations, right? I never spent a cent he gave me! But there are records of withdrawals made from this account. Isn't that strange? Can you first confirm with me first that this account is for fan donations? Yes, it is. Okay, then let me ask you this. If you claim to have never spent any of this money, then why have there been withdrawals from the account? Have you really never done anything against your agency's interests? Badgering the witness! This question has already been clearly answered. We've just presented new evidence. In light of that new evidence, it's vital we reconfirm this information with the witness. I agree with the prosecution. Please answer the question. But shouldn't Curry be the company's interest? What do you mean? Curry's the victim here. Why are you using your evidence to make her look like the bad guy? Can't you see what all your evidence really points to? It points to Curry's agency having no real interest in her at all. Shouldn't a VTuber's agency protect them from fan harassment? Can't you see why Curry's unhappy with Lillian? Can you prove you've never used money from that account? Curry already talked to Mr. C about it, alright. But all those conversations were deleted, which you know by now. So Curry has no proof. You happy now? Agencies don't understand their artists' needs. They say stupid things and don't give us enough resources. It's only natural not to be happy with them after a while. There's no real benefit for an artist at their agency and then they should just leave. Resources? Can you explain how they don't give you enough resources? Curry wanted to get an artist I like to draw my latest cover. I took agency about it for ages, but they just said, no, find someone else. Sometimes the merch I want to make can't be done. Sometimes the events I want to do can't be done. I mean, are we basically keeping this whole company alive? And this is the worst part. They're preparing to take on more VTubers. Because it is, and they think they can handle more talent and split the resources between us. Curry doesn't bring in enough traffic on her own. Curry isn't good enough. Then maybe Curry should graduate, right? Thank you. That's enough. They won't make the match Curry wants, or the events Curry wants, or the resources Curry needs as an artist, but they say they want to find someone new and split their already low resources with them. Do we have anything for this? Like this budget disagreement? Oh, regarding excessive expenses related to Kuripa. Yeah, would this do it? Would this do it? Presenting evidence number 22. This is a voice recording provided by an employee recorded the afternoon of April 18th. In it, we can hear Sophia Lior having a conversation with Mr. C about the company's first quarter budget. Kuripa's new clothes went 5 times over budget and overall investment was 3 times over budget. Excuse me, but wasn't this wasted money part of the resources you received? But Kuripa's the one who asked for a new outfit. But you got a new outfit and then asked for more and still complain that your agency doesn't give you enough resources? Am I right in saying this? Malicious intent. Objection sustained, the witness need not answer the question. As we've heard, the defendant claims she doesn't receive enough resources from her agency. In fact, however, her agency went 3 times over their budget spending money on Kuripa. Unless I'm out of line, I think it's fair to say the defendant's requests for resources went far beyond what I originally imagined. That'll be all, Your Honor. I understand the prosecution's claims. Is there another witness? Our next witness will help us uncover the truth behind Kuripa's alibi. Oh, seems we're getting to the core of this case. Please bring them to the stand. Please state your name and occupation. I'm Sophia Lior, Kuripa's agent. Explain the possibility that Kuripa's stream was done from within the company office. For a VTuber to stream, what's the minimum amount of equipment required? We're implying that the fact that that mic cover that had traces of the victim's blood on it, so it could be that Kuripa was doing the stream from the office and then did the murder, or the other way around. If they're not doing a special event, then they will motion capture mask the internet, their accounts, a webcam and a microphone. What's a motion capture mask? Or is it just the motion capture software, maybe? That's pretty much it. Are there any rules about where she can stream? Nope. Usually people stream from home, but as long as the place is quiet and stable, then it can be done anywhere. Would the Lillian officers meet those requirements? Sure, there's streaming equipment at the office too. Sometimes I use the mic and webcam when we're in a meeting. How many people use that equipment? Not sure. It's available for everyone, so I assume everyone's used it before. Including Kuripa's real face? I really don't know, so I can't answer that. Maybe I'm getting too off topic. I'll ask differently then. Okay, has Kuripa done a stream from the office before? She streamed at the office during her end-of-year party stream, and one about work evaluations. Presenting evidence number 29. You recognise this? Yes. That's the office's streaming equipment. At least it looks like it. Thank you. From our witness's testimony, it's clear to see that... Traitor! Why are you helping the prosecution? I'm sorry it had to be like this. Also, I guess... I guess we can cross off some people as potentially being the real face, huh? I just realised. We're both mature adults. If you're innocent, then there's nothing to worry about. You only ever cared about yourself. Who cares about me? Irrelevant. Overruled. The defendant can keep talking. It's totally Weeks according to the picture. Yes, if the picture is true, then yes, it's Weeks. What? Everyone's a liar! You benefited from Mr. C's death, didn't you? And your own relationships are such a mess, so why do you have the right to criticize Curry? Could you please shut up, you absolute child? It's not your turn to speak. Finally, we're seeing the real you. Which is what you wanted, right? So now what? You want to argue? Bring it on. We all just heard your barrage of complaints against the company. I speak for everyone when I say, can you please grow up and learn how to fit in with society? You think you're the only one who's tired? Realize at least half of your fan base is against our agency now? Your artists aren't treated fairly. Your artists aren't safe in the workplace. It's a teeny little thing that's always some annoying group of people whining about injustice. What is fair treatment? And who's there to treat us fairly? Whenever you're with anyone for a long time, it's natural to grow apart. But why does that always end with everyone lambasting the agency for being the bad guys? You're supposed to be protecting your artists. Are we not protecting you? Do you realise we only rejected that artist you wanted so badly for your cover because of problems with their personal life? Do you know how annoying it is to sign NDAs for offline events? Do you know how tiring it is to make sure every stupid gift you get is safe to even open? And what the hell do you mean we don't respect your work? Have I ever been a little bit impolite in one of our conversations? Do you know why we went to find new talent? It was to give you a chance to interact with upcoming artists. You say we're not good to you? Excuses! All of it! If you're so good to me, then why am I so lonely? The second I signed that contract, it's like my old self left my body. And I can't even tell anyone how I feel because of that stupid NDA. My whole family thinks I'm doing porn or something. Even if I just want to go somewhere and relax, I'm afraid I'll be recognised. I can't even go to an event without covering up and being all secretive. I'm tired. I'm just so tired of being all alone. Aren't we a team? Think of all those times you basically sent me essays in the middle of the night. When have I never read them and responded right away? So tell me, are we not a team? Sounds so nice when you say it. And you're the one helping the prosecution. Ever since this all started, I've been trying real hard to find a reason to trust you. She's been stubborn, but the Curry I know would never kill someone. That's how I was trying to look at this. But now, I'm tired. I'd like to submit new evidence to the court, just in truth. Ooh. Silhouette. do I have to report it if my co-worker breaks the rules? Not enough exercise. Don't know why I need that crappy boss. If I were gone, everyone's problems would be solved. What is this? Curry's own social media account. She did a good job hiding it, and I don't think anyone else knows about it. You can check the posts and make sense of all the times yourself. So 14th was, 14th at 7 minutes past 11. That's, like, just after that conversation with Mr. C. Several hours later with the if I was gone, everyone's problems would be solved, and in the middle of that time she's been asking about making that new model. The court believes allowing the two to argue shed valuable insight into this case. It went a bit different than I imagined, but it did lead to something useful. Now let's get back to the case. I'd like to see where this new evidence can lead our prosecutor. Kuripa, does this social media account Ms. Allure presented belong to you? Kuripa? Yes, it's mine. And you wrote all of the posts? Yes. Thank you. As it stands, gaining access to Kuripa's own social media page is a huge breakthrough. Our findings will be presented together during our closing arguments. We'd like to allow the defense to cross-examine the witness first. Very well. What does the defense think? The defense would like to cross-examine. Okay. Very well. You may begin when ready. Do you know the identity of Kuripa's real face? No. So, let me get this straight. You're Kuripa's agent, but you don't know her real identity? I know this is uncommon. Agents usually know the identity of their Vtuber clients. It's a company policy to keep it a secret, as was explained to me during my initial interview. And that's why I stay away from in-person events. Everything worked fine up until the murder, so I never felt the need to know. So you're saying you've never seen Kuripa stream in person? No, Mr. C was usually in charge of that. So you weren't there when she streamed at the office? No, I wasn't. If you've never seen her streaming, then how do you know she was even using the office equipment? I'm usually the one who sets up her spot at the office before she starts. I set up the mic, the mixer, the laptop, and make sure everything's working. Then Mr. C takes over. That's how I know what she used. Does that answer your question? Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor? Yeah, that social media account is definitely just a venting place, right? Very well, then who is the next witness? The next witness is mine. But this witness will prove that the prosecution's claims are misleading and that there's no possibility of Kuripa's guilt. Please bring them to the stand. Please state your name and occupation. Hello? I have nothing to say. What? This isn't what we agreed on. Anyway, haven't you realized it yet? Geez, some attorney you are. The moment I walked out here, you lost. mean, don't... It's 4 out of 6, right? Because today in the courts we've had Honor, Amanda, Sophie, and Faye, so 4 out of 6. Which means the only people left are the people who live with a cat. Which still doesn't help me as to whether it's Misty or Prudence. Or both of them. What? Is the witness refusing to testify? The verdict is already decided. It wouldn't matter if I testified or not. Just to remind you, but testifying is about presenting facts, not opinions. The only facts left are subjective. I can't change what's coming. Moving forward, I'd like to exercise my right to remain silent. Since I'm here voluntarily, I figure it won't be a problem. We're not forcing you to do anything, if that's what you mean. Sorry, Curry. I really wanted to help. Now then, who is the next witness? My next witness will help explain the inconsistencies in the defendant's alibi. Very well, bring them to the stand. Well, that answers that, doesn't it? Prudence is Curry. Before bringing the witness to the stand, I'd like to cut to the chase of today's hearing. Cut to the chase? We're trying to uncover Kuripa's identity and behaviour, and Lillian has 6 employees. Honor Chen, Amanda Childs, Sophia Lior, Faye Ward, and Misty Rio. The above 5 could never have gotten away with doing whatever they wanted with a virtual identity. Isn't that right, Prudence Weeks? Oop. Please state your name and occupation. I'm Misty Rio, administrator at Lillian Entertainment. Yeah, it was the thing with the fable about the dwarves. That was like Doc said she'd deal with it, and took Bashful by the hand. Doc being Misty and Bashful being Prudence. So I think Misty knows what happened and said she'd handle it. Basically. Which is why she's been obstructing us this whole time. Mysterio, you're the only one in the company apart from Mr. C who knows Kuripa's identity. Is that right? Yeah, you're the only person in the company who knows her identity, which is why you live with her. I probably should have figured that one out. Yes. Please confirm for me the identity of Kuripa's real face. It's Prudence Weeks. I assume she's at home right now. Since the murder, you've been adamant about not revealing her identity. Why? At first I thought she really couldn't be the killer, and I just wanted to keep her identity a secret, but now... Personal conjecture. Objection sustained. Since we already know the identity of Kuripa's real face, let's just discuss the alibi. Presenting evidence number 44. This record is from our initial interviews. Could you read this, please? Misty Rio met up with Prudence Weeks around 10:30 PM. She says Ms. Weeks doesn't get out much and usually stays at home. Has your statement remained the same? No, I'd like to change it. Then I'll ask you again. When did you get home on April 20th? I went on a date with my boyfriend that night. I got home at 10:35 p.m. I remember checking my watch on the elevator. Did you bump into anyone while on the way home? I saw my roommate when I got off the elevator. Who is your roommate? My roommate is Prudence Weeks. Where was she standing? Did she place between the back and the sorry. Where was she standing? She was standing between our door and the elevator. Did you see her walk out of your apartment? I didn't see her walking out, no. Is there anything to prove with certainty whether she was coming out of the apartment or returning to it? No, sorry. Did she know what time you were returning home that day? I told her I was seeing a movie with my boyfriend, and she knew I was having dinner around the apartment, so I guess she knew around what time I'd be back. Thank you. Yeah. Actually, we still need to be doing Cody voice, right? Because she's probably still using the... Is she still using the vocoder? Actually, since it says Prudence rather than Cody, I'll do Prudence voice. Aren't we friends? We're friends? What the... Explain why the freaking knife was on my desk! Please quiet down. Would the prosecution please provide a statement? Thank you. Right now, the prosecution would like to review the night of the murder. On the night, Kuripa streamed from 7 till 10 p.m. On the surface, it's a perfect alibi. Under the hood, the killer used a very important assumption to manipulate all of us. That assumption, streaming must take place at home. According to the police's most recent investigation, the time of death was any time between 7:04 and 11:30 p.m. That morning, the killer messaged the victim saying she wanted to talk to him that night at the office, confirming that he would stay after hours. At some point between 5 and 7 p.m, after making sure only the victim was left in the office, the killer snuck in through the window, avoiding the cameras. She then set up streaming equipment in the meeting room before her 7 p.m. stream. Whether the victim was aware of it or not, he wouldn't have interrupted his own talent's stream. While the victim waited for the stream to end, he drank the water our victim laced with sleeping pills, then fell asleep. Then our victim took a small break during her stream, slipping out of the room. After using her phone to control the victim's computer, she took the knife she brought with her and slit the victim's throat. She then returned to her stream as if nothing ever happened, chatting with her fans while simultaneously using her phone to leave comments as the victim, obfuscating the time of death. Oh! The fact that we have... Yes! Because where is it? Where is it? The remote access records. The equipment was different, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was two different people. It could easily have been the killer using their phone while in the office and then using their PC at home later at night. After the stream ended, she snuck back home, bumping into her roommate on the way back. That's all conjecture. Good people of the court, evidence is everything. And good defense attorneys would never accept a statement without evidence. Objection sustained. Please present evidence to support your statement, Mr. Truth. Evidence. Oh, I've got evidence. My evidence proving Kuropa was in the office at the time of death is... cat hat? Is it the cat? I think it's the cat hat. No, that's not right. I think harder about this. Okay, proving Kuropa was in the office. Oh wait, duh! It's the streaming equipment that's covered in blood. Presenting evidence number 29. This is the Lillian Entertainment Office's own streaming equipment, as just confirmed by Sophia Lior. As we know, the police found traces of blood on this very microphone, meaning at some point in the past it was covered in blood and then cleaned off. DNA testing has already proven it was the victim's blood. This means the killer touched the microphone with wet blood on their hands directly after the murder. This evidence proves that Kuropa must have murdered Mr. C. Streaming requires live interaction with one's audience. How could Kuropa have interacted with the stream while killing another human being? I mean, that human being wasn't very far away and she took a break. Evidence can explain that as well. My evidence proving Kuropa could stream while committing murder is... Ooh. Evidence that she could stream while committing murder. We have... Yeah, bathroom break. Kuropa took a break from her stream for 10 minutes at 9:20 PM. She said she was going to the bathroom, but Kuropa had never taken that long of a break in the past. This was obviously not your average bathroom break. Kuropa's alibi is highly calculated and meticulously pieced together. The location where the murder weapon was found is the final piece of that puzzle. The actual murder weapon. The tactical knife used was placed in the trash area of Prudence Week's apartment complex. Definitive evidence. The facts prove that Prudence Weeks was streaming from the office that night. Finally, the personal account Sophia Lior provided proves the killer's motive. That will be all, Your Honor. I understand the prosecution's claim. Before we continue this hearing, we'd like to take a short break. Currently, a task force headed by Detective Hoss is waiting outside of the suspect's residence. Are you ready, Detective Hoss? Yep, we can bust in on your signal. The prosecution would like the defendant to appear in court as herself. Let's all just wait a moment here. No! Get away from me! Justin, something's going on inside her apartment. Are you still outside? Yes, we haven't entered yet. Get in there now! Well! "4 weeks indeed. Detective Hoss, tell me, could this have been a suicide? Tell me, could this have been a suicide? From the angle of the wound, suicide seems impossible. We entered the residence but didn't see anyone else. We think the suspect jumped down from the roof to the balcony, broke the window and entered. Then the suspect stabbed the victim with a sharp object and exited the way they came. We don't currently have any leads." I see. Just in truth, no. I will find this killer and bring them to justice. I will find this killer and bring them to justice. Oop, that was an achievement. Graduation. Well, hello, nice to meet you. This timeline has come to an end. Thanks for sticking it through with me. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, huh? I can't blame you, and I definitely recommend going back and trying to tie up those loose ends. Before that, though, my mission is to help you make sense of what's transpired up to this point. Let me remind you what puzzles you've yet to solve in Kurappa's timeline. First, why was the paring knife on Prudence Week's desk? I already know the paring knife isn't the real murder weapon. Then why was it so obviously planted on Prudence's desk, and by whom? Second, who killed the real face? I'll have you know there've been no new faces. Her cast of characters is still the same, and they've all testified in court. One factor is the key to everything. What is it, though? Your hints end here. Lobby chapters feature unlocked. You're now allowed to skip to different chapters as you please. By selecting chapters from the main lobby, you can skip to any chapter where you're missing key evidence. If all you want to do is get to the end again, you won't have to replay entire chapters. For example, you can just continue chapter 2 and accuse a new suspect. If you've already accused someone, this button will immediately let you accuse someone new and place you on a brand new timeline. You only need to restart entire chapters if you want to see specific story segments. Just a warning, you'll have to fully complete a restarted chapter before moving forward to any following chapters. Also, choice records have been reset. I've reset all your choices for you, so if you want, you can replay chapters to see how characters react to different choices. Finally, there's a new hints button in the lobby. I'll be there ready to guide you through the different timelines. Who am I, you ask? Oh well, I will tell you that once you've discovered the truth. Now, you'll be able to keep Kurappa from meeting her untimely death, right? I sincerely hope we meet again. I'll be waiting for you at the end. I knew that we couldn't get the real ending from the start. That is a thing that I knew. It made an awful lot of sense. For her to be the killer, but nope. Yep. Right, let me just quickly check something. What's that? Yeah. Yep. Double checking streaming guidelines. Yeah, it's just there's just a bonus episode that isn't allowed. It didn't make sense choosing self-doubt. Yeah. Drag Ethel doesn't mean my Twitter, which I don't use anymore. It's meaning the Kurappa's other account. So feels like we need to go back here and redo chapter 3 with someone else, right? Yeah, we have 89% in chapter 4, of course! Because we couldn't find that one other internet thing. Right. Oh, shoot. We can't... Okay, we can't pick out of there, so we have to... Right, we have to go back into chapter 2 then to do that, I guess? Because this does nothing. So chapter 2, continue. Accuse. The other two that we can accuse for this are the other two faces, obviously, because we have to prove that they're not. So let's go for Amanda. The evidence that supports her as a killer, that would probably be the sleeping pills. Yeah. The sleeping pills and the dying message. I assume that we're basically going to be grabbing new information from bringing different people in. The evidence we pick here doesn't affect the case. We have to pick some reasonable things to prove that we have reasonable grounds to accuse them. I think. I think if we pick things that wouldn't work, then we can't do it, basically. Court's about to begin. Are you feeling good about it? Just take it step by step for now. Hold on, what are you even doing here? What? I can't come along? This has nothing to do with you. Don't you have other work to do? I'll put in overtime. I'm just really invested in this case, alright? So what now? Do you even have a chance to win? Honestly, the lack of evidence isn't the most difficult part of this trial. Yeah, then what is? The fact that we have 3 people claiming to be Kuripa's real face. That we have no way to explain this whole thing to the judge. That's going to make things difficult? Well, for some witnesses, we have to avoid mentioning that Kuripa's real face, but their testimony still has to prove that the defendant isn't her real face. Hello, Ichika. How are you doing? They can't say they're her real face, but they have to prove the defendant is? Wait, what? My brain's gonna break. It's a conundrum, huh? Trial's about to begin. Can we actually do this? Who knows? Court will now convene with the matter of the death of Lillian Entertainment CEO, one Mr. Chicken. Counsel, please be seated. Counsel for the prosecution and the defense, are you ready to proceed? Can we accuse Emily for killing Weeks? Emma is also in court with us. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. Very well, both sides may state their position. The victim in this case is the CEO of Lillian Entertainment, Mr. C. On the morning of April 21st, his body was found in his office, time of death estimated to be the night before. Various signs point to someone familiar with Mr. C and the office being the culprit, namely someone with a key, which is why we've narrowed the suspects to Lillian's 6 employees. After our investigation, we found Amanda Childs the most suspicious, which the prosecution will provide evidence for. There are 6 employees with a key to the office, so it's unreasonable to focus on Amanda Childs, the most suspicious suspect solely because she's familiar with the victim. Also, Prosecutor Truth's various signs are far too abstract. In reality, there's no evidence at the scene of the crime that directly points to Miss Childs. Miss Childs was at home during the time of the murder, which her family can attest to, giving her a rock-solid alibi. The prosecution is frankly accusing Miss Childs based on a series of assumptions, not enough to prove any form of guilt. Assumptions which we will enumerate one by one. Very well, I've heard the claims from both sides. May the first witness take the stand. Please state your name and occupation. Honor Chen, Kuripa's father and real face. By father, Miss Chen means the one who built her 3D model. Miss Chen's a digital modeler at Lillian. And what is this real face business? Ignore that, Your Honor. In the world of virtual idols, a real face refers to the person who controls that idol, the face behind the mask. But let me remind you that the core focus of this trial is whether the defendant may or may not have committed murder, not who does or does not control a virtual influencer. Yes, I agree with that. Commence your questioning. Have you had trouble sleeping over the past 2 months? Objection. Irrelevant. Objection. The victim's toxicology report showed traces of sleeping pills, so whether or not the suspect had access to sleeping pills is of great relevance to this case. I align myself with the prosecution. Witness, please answer the question. I don't usually have trouble sleeping, but I have a penchant for migraines. If my head hurts enough, I have trouble falling asleep. In the past 3 months, there was one period of time my head hurt so bad I couldn't sleep, yes. And do you recall how you dealt with that issue? Amanda noticed my headaches and gave me some sleeping pills. That night I slept great and the migraines slowly went away. Please present evidence number 1. Do you recognize this medication, Miss Chen? Yeah, those are the pills I got from Amanda. Mr. C's toxicology report shows he had the exact same brand of sleeping pills in his system when he was killed. Can you describe the day you got those pills from Miss Childs? I remember my migraine was especially bad that day. I think Amanda was busy with a project that day. She kept checking back with Mr. C and Sophie about it. Even so, she still noticed I was having a hard time. I told her I wasn't sleeping and she gave me some pills. She said they were sleeping pills. She said they might help me. Amanda's so cute and caring. Miss Childs hasn't admitted to the prosecution she had sleeping pills. Why do you think that is? Ah, darn it! Personal conjecture. Objection sustained. Was there anything about her that day that was particularly memorable? She seemed a little distracted and stressed, but I figured that was because of work. I didn't think much else about it. Hold on a sec, I just realized something. Amanda did it? I promised you I'd come testify in court, but I didn't say I'd come help you accuse my friend. Amanda didn't do anything. Objection! Personal conjecture. Would you like to object, Prosecutor Truth? Yeah, the witness was inferring her own conclusions. But you asked the question. Well, I don't need to anymore. I've heard enough. Okay then, the witness need not continue answering this question. What? That doesn't seem right. Silence! You just wait and see. The victim had traces of sleeping pills in his blood, and our witnesses testified that the defendant carried sleeping pills. However, during our interviews, the defendant denied this fact multiple times. Our position is that the defendant had ulterior motives for keeping this information a secret from us. I understand. Well then, may the defense begin her cross-examination. The defense waives its right to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Oh? Foregoing a cross-examination will diminish your chances for a favourable verdict, are you sure? Yes. The prosecution's statement is full of holes, and I don't have time to poke around in every one of them. I have other cases to attend to, Your Honor. Very well, if that is the defence's wishes. May the next witness take the stand. You're letting the defendant testify on their own behalf? That won't end well, will it? Her success rate is incredibly high, so maybe you should ask her. Eh? Seriously? Why would the defense not cross-examine? Isn't that super weird? It's public defender Zoe Dunn. She's famous for that tactic. Can't let my guard down now. Please state your name and occupation. My name is Amanda Childs. I am an artist at Lillian Entertainment, and I'm Kuropa's real face. Huh. Didn't the previous witness say she was this real face thing already? Yes. Are there usually more than one of those? No, there's usually only one per Vtuber. I think this situation has been caused by the prosecution's ineptitude, Your Honor. Shut up. Still, the real face isn't of concern in this case, at least not yet. Well, if the defense is fine with it, then I won't push any farther. Thank you, Your Honor. Do you recall the events just described by Miss Chen about the sleeping pills? Yes, I do. Do you feel that in Miss Chen's testimony she was trying to implicate you in the murder of Mr. C? Oh, objection leading question. Oh, hypothetical question. Please describe that day in detail. In detail? I don't know what day it was specifically, but it was around mid-March. Wasn't that when Kuropa's second social media said something about about co-workers breaking the rules? I was scolded by Miss C that day, which is rare to see. She didn't seem to be doing very well, so I asked how she was. She said her head hurt. I was really tired around that time because I'd seen the doctor a bunch. There was some medicine I hadn't finished, so I gave her some. Which is a thing you are not supposed to do! What did you give her? I don't know. I don't even remember what they were. You don't even remember? That is really something you're not supposed to be doing. What the hell? I just figured there'd be some kind of painkillers. You didn't explain this to the prosecution during your interview? Why not? I forgot. Or I think because I didn't know what kind of meds the doctor prescribed, so I didn't know there were any sleeping pills when the prosecutor asked me. How the hell do you not know what kind of meds your doctor prescribed you to take? Did you not read the box? The paperwork that comes in the box that tells you all about the side effects? Also, I'd been to the doctor so many times and I was really busy. I just forgot, I swear, I wasn't hiding anything. Are you saying your mind was so fixated on work that you forgot about giving Miss Chen some of your medicine? Oops, sorry. I was supposed to object to that, was I? Thanks, Emily. Objection sustained. Am I even listening? I'm listening! I'm just not good at being a prosecutor. Can you go into more detail about what you were busy with at that time? We were collaborating with a zoo at that time. They were really concerned with getting all the animal info correct, so we were constantly adjusting our images to their notes. Along with Kuroba's newer outfits, I had 5 images I was working on at the same time. It was crazy. I was drawing for 12 hours a day. I had to see the doctor a bunch because I was feeling awful. So I really wasn't hiding anything, I just forgot. As Miss Childs stated, Miss Childs didn't reveal this information during her initial interviews with the prosecution because she was too busy with work and lacked knowledge of her own medicine. Once again, seriously, how... What kind of an idiot doesn't read what medicine she's been asked to take is? Always read that paperwork. It's important. I'm pretty sure it literally says on the box that you're supposed to read it. I mean, I do know the answer to that. The answer is Amanda. Anyway. I mean, admittedly, I did question when we heard about why it was prescribed to her, why on earth she was prescribed sleeping pills for it. I feel like what she was prescribed should have been painkillers anyway, but... So I guess it would make sense that she would assume that they were painkillers, but... Why would you not read that? Anyway. As such, Miss Child's memory lapse is entirely justified, and the prosecution's accusation of intentional concealment of information is purely hypothetical. That'll be all, Your Honor. Very well, I understand. Would the prosecution like to cross-examine the witness? Yes, of course I do. Then please get started. Yes, I did give Anna some of my meds, and she looked like she was in a lot of discomfort. I didn't know what was in my prescription. I thought there might be some painkillers. I'm sorry I didn't mention this earlier. I was just so busy and tired I forgot. Well, why did you go for a medical visit? Please tell me the reason you sought medical treatment at that time. Because my hips hurt. Mood. I get something a lot of artists get. Always sitting in a chair. After a while, my back and hips start to ache. If it gets really bad, I can't even sleep. And my boobs are bigger than most people's too, so it's even worse. Objection! Sexual harassment! Hey, I didn't ask her about that. What are you objecting for? Does your bust size have anything to do with this case, Miss Childs? No, I guess not. Maybe I said too much. Then we'll delete that part of your testimony. Okay, sorry. I saw the doctor because my hips hurt. Lots of artists have that problem. Do we have... At this point, do we have our medical records? I mean... hips adjacent. You said you went to the doctor because your hips hurt, right? Yeah, that's common with artists. Well, that's not what your medical records say. I'd like to present evidence number 13. Miss Childs, I've actually procured a copy of your medical records. And you went to a gynecologist, too. Why would you see an ob-gyn for hip pain? Oh no, I forgot. I was seeing so many doctors around then I totally forgot which one it was. So you forgot about the sleeping pills, now you forgot about why you saw the doctor. How many times are you going to forget, Miss Childs? Actually, what things do you even remember? Drag, that stands for, and I'm going to muck up pronouncing it, obstetrician gynecologist. Which is basically people you see about female reproduction stuff. Essentially. My point is this. How credible is the person in front of us, really? Can we believe anything she says? Since she's forgotten two very important things in the span of 3 interviews, I'd say the answer is clear. That'll be all, Your Honor. Very well. Now then, who is the next witness? Please state your name and occupation. Zelda Huss, detective from the 4th Criminal Investigation Division. Have the police investigated the suspect's homes? Of course, all of them. Could you please give a detailed report on the investigation into the defendant's home? The defendant lives on the 1st floor of a 4-story townhouse, with 4 bedrooms and 2 shared living spaces altogether. She lives there with her parents, grandparents, and brother. She has her own room which faces outside to a fire escape alleyway. Have the police confirmed the defendant's alibi with her family? Yes, we have. The defendant's mother says they all ate dinner together around 7 p.m, and then the defendant went to her room to work, only coming out at 10:40 to use the bathroom. The defendant's grandparents also confirmed this. Her grandparents always stay in the living room until around 11 p.m. each night, so they would have seen her if she came out. Her grandparents stay up till 11. Yeah. Really? Have the police verified whether we can trust the family's alibi? We did find something suspicious. None of the family went by the defendant's room while she was in it. No one knows what she was doing in there. In other words, the family can only prove that the defendant didn't come out into the living room, but can't prove that she never left her room. So we checked whether the defendant could have exited her room through the window, and it turns out she could. What's more, she wouldn't have been caught on any cameras. Does any evidence support the defendant leaving through her bedroom window that night? Yes, actually. There was road work outside the defendant's home that night, and we found a footprint in some wet concrete. Oh, in some wet concrete! We found shoes that matched the footprint in the defendant's room, as well as some concrete residue. Speaking of slightly dumb things to do, Amanda, then that concrete residue and the matching shoes proves the defendant left her room through the window that night. But why have a pair of outdoor shoes in your room? Why go out the window just so you can establish an alibi that your family would corroborate? The prosecution states that the defendant was keeping those shoes in her room for this very occasion. Very well. Would the defense like to cross-examine? No need. The prosecution's statement has more holes than Swiss cheese, and my next witness will be able to prove that. Okay. Well then, may the next witness take the stand. Illustrator at Lillian Entertainment. I don't think you have to introduce yourself every time. Where were you from 7 to 10 PM on the night of April 20th? I was at home working. In your room? Oh, wait, that should have been a leading question objection. Sorry. I realized that as soon as I clicked. Where were you working at home? I was working in my room. And what kind of work was that? I was streaming. Because I'm Kurpa's real face. So there's no way you left your room since you were streaming, right? Oh. I'm getting distracted. Did you leave your room while you were streaming? You don't think I've improved since the first time we were here? Oh no! No? When streaming, I have to be in front of my webcam at all times. I can't leave. I mean, I'm aware I still need some training in detectiving. I went to the cinema yesterday to see The Sheep Detectives, and I only figured out half of the answer because I didn't figure out the main clue, which I should have figured out in hindsight. You thought of watching it? If the trailer made you think it would be fun, then you will enjoy it. So yeah, no spoilers, but if you saw the trailer and went, that looks like I want to see it, then see it. How well am I doing with Precure Detectives? I am so many episodes behind. And I haven't been doing the best with it, that's true. The ones I have watched. Anyway, presenting evidence number 12. As stated by my witness, there's no way she could have left her room that night since she was streaming. A stream is like a live broadcast. The host has to be present the entire time. Even if Miss Close's family can't confirm she was streaming, her viewers definitely can. Objection! As you know by now, Your Honor, we have multiple people claiming to be Kurpa's real face, all of whom can log on to Kurpa's account at any time. The defendant's testimony just now cannot prove that she is Kurpa's only real face. Objection! Let me remind you, Mr. Truth. As the prosecution, confirming Kurpa's real face is your responsibility. Until you can prove who Kurpa's one real face is for sure, I have no responsibility to prove that Miss Childs is the only one. Really? She's talking about the presumption of innocence. If we can't prove clear contradictory evidence, then we can't question or request the defendant to provide their own proof. Very well, I agree with the defendant's statement. Did the prosecution not look into the identity of this real face? We're working on it! We can if you let us prove we can time travel. Yep! We do in fact know who the real face is, unfortunately. The VTuber industry does its best to keep real face identities a secret, Your Honor. But we are still doing our best to find out who it is. Unless the face changes depending on the chapter. No, I don't think it would do that. We've actually applied for a search warrant from the courts, but for some reason we haven't heard back. We hope to receive an answer soon. I suppose we have our own responsibilities too. However, we've thoroughly investigated Kurapara and would like to cross-examine the witness now, Your Honor. Very well. You may cross-examine the witness. What are you going to do? Don't worry, if the defendant's lying, then we can break her guard. Thing we didn't solve is the strange mail. Yeah, we don't know who sent that. I would like to press you on your cement shoes. You didn't leave the house that day. No. So what about those shoes with concrete on them? That's because I wanted to play with the cat. The cat? Yeah! There's a stray cat that lives outside my house and it's super cute. I like bringing it milk every once in a while, so that's why I have shoes in my room. You climb out the window to play with it. Yeah. Why don't you just go out the door? Because I can't let my family know. My mom is highly allergic to cats and the milk belongs to my dad. You're also... Could the stray cat be Molly? No, it's probably just an actual stray cat. When did your stream start and end? It started at 7 and ended at 10. So, how did you stream while also climbing out the window and playing with a stray cat? The cat thing was earlier than that, it was before dinner. Maybe around 6 PM? I don't remember exactly. That's when I stepped in some wet concrete by accident. I see. I have those shoes because there are stray cats outside my window. I climbed out there's around 6 PM to play with one of them. That's where the concrete was from. I don't think we have anything to work with here, right? Alibis. At 6 is when your father came back. And then is when food was. So should I throw the alibi? Not sure. Let's go back. Didn't your family see you leave? So you stayed in your room for the entire stream? Yeah, of course. I need to interact with my fans. Let me remind you what Zelda Hoss told me about your alibi just before. It told me your mother saw you coming out of your bedroom to use the bathroom at around 8:40 PM. Can you explain that? Well, I had to pee, okay? You had to use the toilet. Yeah. Emily? I'll check. I drank a lot of tea, okay? We ate sushi and I drank a ton of tea, so I had to pee while streaming. I'm not gonna pee in my pants, am I? So I told my viewers I had to take a potty break. Objection! You have to keep yelling pee this and pee that in the courtroom. You know shame. Sorry, I just forget everything I just said. I don't think I can. Karina was streaming from 8 till 9. She never took a break. Okay, got it. I didn't leave my room during the stream other than a quick bathroom break at 8:40. I don't see it saw me leave my room for that. So I assume we can throw Kurpa's stream at this. Didn't leave. Yep. Yeah, a break did happen. It was just 40 minutes later than that. You can't leave your computer, right? And you definitely can't chat with your fans while you, let's say, go to the bathroom, right? Of course you can't. So what if someone were talking to her fans while using the toilet? That would be scandalous. We checked the contents of Kuripa's April 20th stream, Miss Childs. And we also know your mother saw you leave the room to go to the bathroom at 8:40 p.m. But Kuripa never paused her stream, not once. So how could you be both chatting with your fans and in the bathroom at the same time? Unless you weren't the one streaming at all. In fact, the prosecution even holds more proof that Miss Childs isn't Kuripa's real face. Could we please bring our next witness to the stand, Your Honor? Sure, whatever you'd like. Yeah, she did have a water break, but at this point in the timeline, we haven't figured that one out. Speaking of water breaks, I'm surprised I haven't actually needed one today. There's still water in here. Please state your name and occupation. I'm Sophia Lior, Lillian Entertainment's talent manager. Do you remember Kuripa's stream from April 1st, Miss Lior? Sure, we were doing a sponsor. I think it was April Fool's Day, so I remember it pretty well. What was the sponsor that night? The sponsor was a mobile game publisher, and had Kuripa playing a Bishoujo game doing gacha pulls. The story was so good I forgot the drink. Yeah! I got super into it and distracted and haven't been hydrating properly. There was no, did anything noteworthy happen during the stream? Yeah, Kuripa kept describing the weapons as sausages and bananas, which shocked a lot of viewers. Does that qualify as an incident? Yeah, and it was super annoying. Since I'm Kuripa's PR, I was arguing with the sponsor for ages. It was a huge pain. What's the problem with sausages and bananas? It's a big problem. Kuripa's a pure innocent image to uphold. Her stream was usually completely free of innuendos. Yeah, I still don't get it. It's just food. Wait, you actually don't get it? What, they don't like bananas? Objection! Sexual harassment! Why are you objecting? Just shut up and get back to the case, okay? Alright, sorry. Beat me to the punch. Now get back to the case. Alright, do any of your co-workers know about this? Yeah, I complained to everyone about it. Is the defendant included in everyone? Yes, Amanda included. Do you remember what she said? She said she got drunk the night before, so she missed it. So everyone was discussing the incident that happened on Kuripa's stream, but Miss Childs said she missed it. Pretty strange for someone who claims to be Kuripa's real face, huh? That'll be all, Your Honor. Very well, I understand the prosecution's statement. What's wrong? You've got a pretty serious look on your face. Don't you feel like this was all just too easy? Too easy, was it? Sophia's cooperating a lot more than I thought she would. Well, she's your witness. Shouldn't she be cooperating? But she claimed to be Kuripa's real face too. Just now, she didn't talk about being her real face at all, only said that she was her manager. I don't get it. So now she's claiming she's not her real face? No, she didn't say she wasn't. That's why I think this is so strange. Oh yeah, why is she being so cooperative? Are you listening, Mr. Truth? Yeah, I'm listening. Then please call your next witness to the stand. Okay, sure. Seems like the defense doesn't want to cross-examine yet again, and also doesn't want to give us another witness. Illustrator at Lillian Entertainment. Oh no, the defense is bringing out a witness. The prosecution mentioned your stream on April 1st. Do you remember it? Yes, of course. Is it true that you were drunk? Yeah, because I have to be really energetic on the stream, so sometimes drinking helps. So you were streaming while drunk? That sounds like a terrible idea. Yeah? Why did you describe the game's weapons as bananas and sausages? Because I thought it would make my fans laugh. Also, they get really excited if I say something pervy. I don't usually make sexual innuendos, but maybe because I was drunk. No, I just suddenly wanted to. Did it get your fans excited then? Yeah, really excited. So, were you trying to cover up your inappropriate behaviour by lying to Miss Eliar and saying you missed the stream? Oop, sorry. Leading question. Why did you tell Miss Eliar you missed the stream the day after? Because I drank too much, so I forgot. I actually forgot everything I said that day too, and didn't remember until I watched the stream back. That's why I told Amanda I missed it. Actually that should have been Sophie, not Amanda. Incorrect name. It in fact was Miss Child streaming on the night of April 1st. She only told Miss Eliar she wasn't there because she drank too much and forgot, invalidating the prosecution's hypothesis. I don't think the defense's statement has legs to stand on. They don't know what evidence we have, do they? I have a bad feeling about this. Why? I don't know, it's just... The prosecution may proceed with their cross-examination. Okay, got it. And it feels like a reasonable point to call it for today, given the time. And the fact that this is a nice little separation. So we will do this cross-examination next time. So thank you very much for watching. It's been fun. And so distracting that I didn't hydrate enough. If you're new here and you've enjoyed your time, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also follow me on social media, which is linked in the description box. The streaming schedule for the channel goes up both over there on social media and over here on YouTube in the post tab of the channel. This was the last scheduled stream of the week, so there will be a new schedule up later tonight. The next scheduled stream will be tomorrow for more Hakuoki at probably 7 PM, but I can't be absolutely certain because I'm starting a new job tomorrow and I have to be in the office and I don't know when I'm going to be back. So it might be later than 7, but I will confirm a lot closer to the time. So yeah. Next week's schedule is going to be a little up in the air as it comes to times. Yep, new job. I've been unemployed for a couple months. Ethereal, you probably missed that. But yes. So anyway, hope to see you tomorrow or another time. Once again, thank you very much for coming. And this is Kalla signing out. See ya. Bye bye.